Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talk English Every Day. I'm Emily, and I'm truly happy you are here learning with us today.
And I'm Romeo. We really appreciate that you spend your time improving your English. Learning a language is not easy, and we respect your effort.
Today, we are talking about something very important, something that many learners struggle with and sometimes feel nervous about.
Yes, two grammar forms that look similar but feel completely different when you speak. Present perfect and past simple.
Maybe you have asked yourself before, when do I say I went and when do I say I have gone?
Yes, and maybe sometimes you know the rule in your head, but when you open your mouth, nothing comes out.
That happens to many learners, even confident learners.
You freeze because you were thinking too much.
But today, we are not going to think like robots.
No heavy grammar charts,
No complicated formulas.
just real life, real situations, real emotions.
Because the difference between present perfect and past simple is not only about grammar.
It is about time.
It is about whether something is finished or still connected to now.
That connection is everything.
Let me ask you something, Romeo. Yesterday, what did you do?
Yesterday, I watched a movie at home.
You watched a movie. When?
Last night.
Good. That is past simple. You watched a movie last night. Finished time. Finished action.
Yes, the night is over, the movie is over, the action is complete.
Past simple is like closing a door. The moment happened, and now it is behind you.
Now, let me try something different. I say, I have watched that movie.
Ah, now that feels different.
Yes, because I didn't say when.
And you're not focusing on the past time.
I am focusing on the experience.
Exactly. Present perfect often talks about life experience, not specific time.
So if someone asks me, have you watched that movie? I say, yes, I have watched it.
You are telling me about your life, not about yesterday, not about last year, just your experience.
That is why present perfect feels more connected to now.
Let's try another example. Listen carefully.
Okay,
I lost my keys yesterday.
that is past simple.
Yes, yesterday is finished.
Now listen to this. I have lost my keys.
Oh, that feels stressful.
Yes, because now I don't have my keys.
The action happened in the past, but the problem is now.
That is the heart of present perfect.
Past action, present result.
Let's slow it down.
Past simple answers the question, when did it happen?
Present perfect answers the question, is it connected to now?
Very important difference.
Now, I want to ask you something. How long have you lived here?
I have lived here for 5 years.
You did not say, I lived here for 5 years.
No, because I still live here now.
Ah, so present perfect is used for something that started in the past and continues until now.
Yes, exactly. The action is not finished. It is still true.
If you said, I lived here for 5 years, that would mean you moved away.
Yes, that would mean it is finished. That part of my life is over.
See how small grammar changes can change the whole meaning?
Yes, and sometimes even the emotion.
Let's try something emotional. I broke up with her last year.
Past simple. Finished time. Finished relationship.
Now, listen to this. I have broken up with her.
Oh, that feels more recent, more connected to now.
Yes, it sounds like the breakup is affecting me now.
Present perfect often carries emotional weight because it feels current.
Past simple feels like storytelling.
Present perfect feels like situation.
That is a beautiful way to remember it.
Now, let's practice slowly together. Repeat after us.
I visited my friend yesterday.
Good.
I have visited my friend.
Feel the difference.
I finished my homework last night.
Nice.
I have finished my homework.
Now, ask yourself, is the time finished or is the result important now?
Take your time. There's no rush.
Grammar becomes easier when you feel it, not when you memorize it.
And you are doing well, even if you feel confused sometimes.
Confusion means you're thinking,
Thinking means you are learning.
and learning takes patience. Romeo, I want to ask you something interesting.
Okay, I'm ready.
Have you ever eaten sushi?
Yes, I have eaten sushi before.
Notice something important.
You didn't ask me when.
Exactly. When I say, have you ever, I'm asking about life experience.
Not about a specific day.
Now let me change the question. Did you eat sushi yesterday?
That feels different immediately.
Because now the time is clear.
Yesterday is finished.
So we must use past simple.
Yes. Did you eat sushi yesterday? That question wants a specific answer.
But have you ever eaten sushi? That question wants your life story.
Present perfect feels bigger.
Yes, it feels like life experience.
Let me try another one. Have you ever traveled alone?
Yes, I have traveled alone.
You sound confident.
A little bit. But if you ask, did you travel alone last year? That changes everything.
Because now we are talking about a specific time.
Exactly.
Present perfect equals experience in your life. Past simple equals something that happened at a clear time.
Many learners mix these two.
Yes, sometimes they say, have you ever went to Paris?
Ah, that's a common mistake.
Because after have, we use the past participle.
So we say, have you ever gone to Paris? Or have you ever been to Paris?
And we say, did you go to Paris last year?
Small structure difference, big grammar meaning.
Now I want to talk about something emotional.
Okay.
Regret.
Oh, that's interesting.
Sometimes people say, I have made many mistakes in my life.
That feels reflective.
Yes, because the mistakes happened in the past, but they still matter now.
The feeling is connected to the present.
Now compare that to, I made a mistake yesterday.
That sounds like one event.
One finished situation.
Present perfect often carries deeper emotion.
Because it connects your past to who you are now.
That's why it feels heavier sometimes.
Let's talk about unfinished time.
Yes, this is very important.
If I say, I didn't drink coffee today.
That sounds strange because today is not finished yet.
Exactly. Today is still happening.
So we say, I haven't drunk coffee today.
Because today is still connected to now.
Now imagine it is midnight.
The day is finished.
Then you can say, I didn't drink coffee yesterday.
Finished time, past simple.
Unfinished time, present perfect.
This is a very powerful rule.
Let's try something real. It is 3 p.m.
Okay.
You say, I have finished my work.
That means the work is done now.
Yes, and maybe you feel relaxed.
But if you say, I finished my work at 2 p.m.,
Now you're telling a story.
specific time equals past simple.
No time but result now equals present perfect.
Let's repeat slowly.
I have finished my work.
Good.
I finished my work at 2 p.m.
Very good.
Feel the difference in your body.
Yes, one feels current.
One feels completed in the past.
Now let me ask you something personal.
Okay, I'm a little nervous.
Have you ever felt afraid to speak English?
Yes, I have felt afraid many times.
That's honest.
Because that fear started in the past, but sometimes it still appears now.
Now if you say, I felt afraid yesterday,
That is just one moment.
see the emotional change?
Present perfect equals life experience and ongoing emotion.
Past simple equals one clear event.
Both are correct, but they tell different stories.
And that is why this tense is not just grammar.
It is perspective.
It is connection.
It is how you see your past.
Slow breath.
You don't need to be perfect.
Even native speakers sometimes choose the wrong tense.
What matters is clarity.
And confidence.
You are building both right now.
One sentence at a time.
And that is enough. Romeo. Now I want to bring 3 small words into this conversation.
Oh, this is where it becomes interesting.
Yes, because these words change the feeling completely.
Already, yet, and still.
Many learners know these words separately.
But when we mix them with present perfect and past simple, things become confusing.
Let's slow down.
Yes, very slowly.
Imagine this situation. You are waiting for your friend.
You look at your phone.
You say, "She hasn't arrived yet."
That sounds natural.
Yes, because yet often appears with present perfect.
She hasn't arrived yet. That means I am still waiting.
There is expectation.
There is hope.
Now imagine something different. You look at your watch and say, "She arrived 10 minutes ago,"
That is past simple.
because the time is clear.
10 minutes ago is finished.
Now listen carefully. She has already arrived.
Oh, that feels different.
Yes, already often shows surprise,
Maybe you expected her to be late.
but she came early.
So you say she has already arrived.
Present perfect with already often expresses surprise or unexpected completion.
Now compare this. She arrived early.
Past simple again,
It tells the fact.
but she has already arrived feels more emotional.
Because it connects to now.
Let's try another one. I have already finished my homework.
That sounds proud.
Yes, maybe a little proud.
Now compare it to, I finished my homework at 8 p.m.
That is neutral.
Specific time.
No surprise.
Just information.
Present perfect with already often carries emotion.
Pride. Surprise. Excitement.
Now let's talk about still.
Still is very emotional.
Yes, especially when we feel frustration.
For example, I still haven't finished my homework. That sounds heavy,
Because you expected to finish earlier.
but reality is different.
Notice the structure.
Still plus present perfect negative.
I still haven't finished.
I still haven't decided.
I still haven't found it.
Still often shows disappointment.
Or delay.
Now compare that to past simple. I didn't finish my homework.
That feels like a report.
Not emotional.
But I still haven't finished feels like pressure.
Maybe the deadline is close.
Maybe you're stressed.
See how present perfect connects to your current situation?
That is why it feels more alive.
Let's try a conversation.
Okay. Have you called your mom yet?
No, I haven't called her yet.
That sounds like you plan to call her.
Yes, the action may happen soon.
Now change it. Have you called your mom yesterday?
No, I didn't call her yesterday.
That feels finished.
The opportunity is gone.
Present perfect leaves space.
Past simple closes the door.
That is a beautiful way to see it.
Let's talk about regret again.
Okay,
I have wasted so much time.
that sounds emotional.
Because the feeling is still present.
Now compare it to, I wasted time yesterday.
That feels smaller.
Just one moment.
Present perfect regret feels deeper.
Because it connects past actions to your present self.
That is why these tenses are powerful.
They're not only grammar.
They shape meaning.
They shape emotion.
They shape perspective.
Let's slow down and practice.
Repeat after us.
I have already eaten.
Good.
I ate at noon.
Nice.
I haven't finished yet.
Excellent.
I didn't finish yesterday.
Very good.
I still haven't decided.
Feel the emotion.
Take your time.
Grammar becomes natural when you connect it to real life.
And you're doing that right now.
Even if you feel confused sometimes, that is part of growth.
Confusion, it means your brain is working.
And working means learning.
So be patient with yourself.
One sentence at a time.
Romeo, let's make this more real.
Okay. Real life always makes grammar clearer.
This is a very common mistake.
Yes, I hear this often.
Students say, I have seen him yesterday.
That sounds almost correct, but not completely.
Because yesterday is a finished time.
So we must say, I saw him yesterday.
If you want present perfect, you remove the finished time.
You say, I have seen him.
No specific time.
Just experience or recent relevance.
Small change, big accuracy.
Now, let's try storytelling.
Okay, I love stories.
I went to Thailand last year.
Past simple.
It was beautiful.
Past simple.
I tried new food.
Past simple again.
Now I say, I have never tasted food like that before.
Ah, present perfect.
Because now I am talking about life experience.
And the feeling is connected to now.
See how the story moves?
Past simple builds the timeline.
Present perfect expresses experience and reflection.
That balance makes speech sound natural.
Now, let's talk about confidence.
Yes, this tense affects confidence a lot.
Sometimes learners say, I didn't speak English before.
That sounds finished.
But if they want to say it started in the past and changed, they can say, I haven't spoken English before.
That sounds more connected to now.
Or even better, I have started speaking English recently.
That shows progress.
Present perfect often feels hopeful.
Yes, because it connects past effort to present growth.
Now, let's try contrast.
Slowly.
I lived in Japan for 5 years.
That means you do not live there now.
I have lived in Japan for 5 years.
That means you still live there.
Big difference.
Very big.
One tense changes your life situation.
Let's try something emotional again.
Okay,
I have changed a lot.
that feels reflective.
Because the past connects to who you are now.
Now compare it to, I changed a lot in 2020.
That is a story about a year.
Specific period.
Present perfect feels personal.
Past simple feels historical.
Beautiful difference.
Now let's do slow shadowing.
Repeat after us.
I have learned a lot.
Good.
I learned a lot last year.
Nice.
I have made mistakes.
Very good.
I made a mistake yesterday.
Feel how the meaning changes.
Past simple equals finished moment.
Present perfect equals past connected to now.
That connection is the key.
And you are understanding it step by step.
Even if you still hesitate sometimes, that is normal.
Growth takes repetition.
And repetition builds confidence.
One sentence at a time.
One conversation at a time.
Romeo, let's have a real conversation now.
Okay. No explanations. Just natural speaking.
Exactly. Imagine we meet after a long time.
All right.
I say, Romeo, I haven't seen you in months.
That sounds warm.
Yes, because present perfect shows the connection from the past until now.
Now I answer, yes, I've been very busy.
Again, present perfect.
Because the busyness started in the past and continued until recently.
Now I ask, what did you do?
Ah, now we move to past simple.
Yes, because I'm asking about specific actions.
I started a new job. I moved to a new apartment. I traveled to Singapore.
Those are completed events.
Finished moments.
Now I respond, wow, you've changed a lot.
That feels emotional.
Yes, because I'm connecting your past actions to the person you are now.
Present perfect often sounds reflective.
Past simple sounds narrative.
That difference makes conversations alive.
Let's imagine another situation.
Okay.
You look tired.
I do feel tired.
I ask, have you slept well?
Present perfect.
Yes, because I care about your condition now.
If I say, I didn't sleep well last night.
That explains the reason.
Past simple gives the detail.
Present perfect checks the present situation.
So in real conversation, we often use both together.
Naturally, without thinking about rules.
Let's try something deeper.
Okay.
I have tried many times.
That sounds emotional.
Yes, because it shows repeated effort.
Now compare it to, I tried yesterday.
That sounds smaller.
Just one event.
Present perfect makes effort feel long.
Past simple makes effort feel short.
Very powerful difference.
Now let's talk about something many learners say.
Yes, the sentence, I have finished yesterday.
Ah, that's a classic mistake.
Because yesterday cannot go with present perfect.
Yesterday is finished time.
So we must say, I finished yesterday.
If you want present perfect, you remove the time word.
I have finished.
And that means the result matters now.
Small detail, but important accuracy.
Let's create a mini dialogue.
Okay.
Have you eaten?
No, I haven't eaten yet.
Why?
I worked late.
See how it flows?
Present perfect for current condition.
Past simple for explanation.
Natural. Human. Real.
Now something more emotional.
All right.
I have felt lost recently.
That sounds serious.
Yes, because the feeling connects to now.
Now compare it to, I felt lost after graduation.
That describes a specific time in the past.
Present perfect feels ongoing.
Past simple feels historical.
The choice changes emotional impact.
That's why this tense matters so much in speaking.
Let's slow down and shadow again.
Repeat after us.
I have improved.
Good.
I improved last month.
Nice.
I have learned from my mistakes.
Excellent.
I learned a lesson yesterday.
Feel the contrast.
One connects past to present growth.
One describes a finished moment,
Both are correct.
but they tell different stories.
And as a speaker, you choose the story.
That is powerful.
Take a slow breath.
You have already learned a lot.
See, I used present perfect.
Yes, because your learning connects to now.
And you learned many things earlier in your life.
Past simple again.
You see how natural this becomes when you focus on meaning.
Not rules, not fear, just meaning.
And meaning builds confidence.
And confidence builds fluency. Romeo, after all these examples, I feel something important.
What do you feel?
I feel that present perfect and past simple are not enemies.
No, they're partners.
Yes, they work together in real conversation.
Past simple builds the timeline.
Present perfect builds the connection.
When learners understand this, grammar becomes lighter.
Not heavy, not scary, just meaningful.
Let's do one more natural conversation.
Okay.
Emily, have you ever doubted yourself?
Yes, I have doubted myself many times.
That is honest.
Because that feeling has happened in my life, and sometimes it still appears.
Now, if I ask, when did you doubt yourself the most?
I say, I doubted myself when I started teaching.
Past simple.
Specific time, specific memory.
See how naturally we move between the two?
We don't stop to think, which tense is this?
We think about meaning.
That is the secret.
Let's slow down and reflect.
Okay.
Present perfect answers questions like, have you ever? How long have you? Have you already?
Past simple answers questions like, when did you? Where did you? What happened?
Present perfect connects your past to your present life.
Past simple tells the story of a finished moment.
If the time is finished, use past simple.
If the result or experience is connected to now, use present perfect.
That simple idea can guide you in most situations.
Slowly.
Let's do one final shadowing round.
Slow and calm. I have grown.
Good.
I grew last year.
Nice.
I have made mistakes.
Excellent.
I made a mistake yesterday.
Very clear.
I have learned a lot.
Yes, you have.
And that sentence is important.
Because your learning started in the past and it continues now.
Maybe you have struggled before.
Maybe you felt confused,
Maybe you froze when speaking.
but you didn't stop.
You kept listening.
You kept practicing.
And that matters.
Fluency is not built in one day,
Confidence is not built in one lesson.
but step by step, sentence by sentence, you improve.
Remember this. You don't need perfect grammar to communicate.
You need clarity,
You need courage.
and you are building both right now.
So be patient with yourself.
Use the tenses, make mistakes, correct them, continue speaking.
English is not a test,
It is a tool,
and you are learning how to use it,
one conversation at a time,
one story at a time.
one confident sentence at a time.
We'll see you next time on Talk English Every Day. Take care, everyone.
Bye for now.